Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Nate Effect. I hope you're all well. Hope you're having a salubrious time this long weekend with friends and family, tipping in a few cold ones, or even enjoying some home style coffee brew like I am. Nice cup. Today, my topic is going to be on dealing with pressure. Dealing with pressure over long, extended periods of time, and some coping mechanisms and strategies that I use to prevent stress becoming a real problem. It's easier said than done, isn't it, in today's world? We all seem to have pressure coming at us from all angles. We're going through a cost of living crisis, a housing crisis, inflation problems, and if you're a parent like myself, you probably have a few mouths to feed. But whatever stresses we're sort of dealing with, we want to vet any sort of red flags coming in and make sure that we are providing ourselves with a little bit of self care. The worst case scenario would be something like this. Let's take a look. Mac was right on the tipping point, wasn't he? Dylan, his friend, he was concerned. He was concerned for Mac. Mac had seen something in those trees and he was spooked. But that's a movie. That's some badass Marines that have been flown into Mexico somewhere. They call themselves the Green Berets. We've got Dutch, Billy, Blaine, Mac, and Dylan. They're not too sure what their mission entails. Flown in by the CIA, so they go in there a little bit unsure of what's really going to open up, and things start going sideways pretty quickly. Their friends start getting skinned alive. The worst case scenario, we hope that doesn't happen to anyone. It's probably happening somewhere in the world. But before it becomes a problem, let's bring it back to some context of some of the things I implement. One, so deal with pressure gradually over time. What I mean by that is rather than eat the whole hamburger in the one sitting, take small bites of the apple to get through whatever you're dealing with. You'll get a lot further with the problem. Don't circumvent around it. Lean into it and take it on head on. But whatever you're sort of dealing with, don't try and deal with too many plates spinning. Just take one step at a time and try and get through it. Two, reframing. Reframe your mind or reframe pressure in your mind as a positive data receipt. So rather than thinking of everything with a negative connotation, which we tend to do in today's world, pull those data receipts together. And they'll sort of help us push through whatever comfort zone we're dealing with. The more we do that, the more we become better armed for dealing with stresses of daily life. I'll give you an example. So, Dutch, he's in the gym early in the morning and he's throwing them around. He's throwing the weights around, the big fella. His arms are about to fall off. His tongue's hanging out of his head. He's working his backside off, and lactic acid is racing through his system. And in that moment where his body's screaming to stop, he feels that he's going to fail. He feels right there at that point, he can't go on. Then he reframes in his mind. Go again. I'm going to climb the mountain. go again. And he does. The reframing in his mind of pulling all those pain points or data points in, he used that to go, okay, the more I'm doing this, the more I'm going to be better prepared for next time. And he does. He does it again and he gets back into the gym the next morning and he starts to take form and look like the Adonis he was in The Predator. So reframing is a really important point. From a critical thinking lens, are we really dealing with stress or is it self-imposed? Today's world, we seem to, are we probably using social media too much? It makes a lot of people anxious. Are we getting to work late, not on time? I know with myself, if I'm not getting into the day early, I'm not, hitting the ball out of the park. Um, just getting those little wins early is really important and sets me up for the rest of the day. When I was younger, I used to really fail at setting up my day and mapping it out. But I think if you've just got that, you know, as we get older, we start to get, I think, better at those things. Um, yeah, so I think just be clear. Is it self imposed or not? I guess also another one is I think in today's woke culture, if we're seeing someone, maybe really going through it, rather than send an email saying, "Are you okay?" which is maybe a little bit insensitive, maybe not. It's just different. Reach out to them and say, look, it might be your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever it is, and say, look, let's go out for a warm meal, or a tub of frozen yogurt, whatever it is. Just a little bit of normality, a little bit of emotional intelligence goes a long way. But hopefully not too much critical thinking. We seem to be, the outcast today. Everyone's following but I'll get off. I'll get off that entirely. Um, even if Dylan had sort of reached out to Mac and said, "Mate, put his arm around him and said, look, seeing some red flags right now. Let's take a break." Um, it might have been something that would have helped him get through. Another one which I find really important is energy. So there's a lot of energy vampires out there that will try and drain your energy. I think it's really important, um, your circle of influence or the people that you sort of bring in, you're kind of vetting them for, who they really are. I know in the work environment, it's really important to have uplifting people, people who are bringing positive energy solutions to the table. They're centric team players. They're working for each other, and you're all working in the one direction. So, look, these are, I guess, a couple of my points. I hope that I hope they've been able to resonate. If anyone is going through anything at the moment or wants a little bit of one-on-one time with myself, um, I will leave my details and maybe we can carve out some strategies. So definitely happy to do that. And yeah, I'll just give you a little bit. This is the cup that my daughter has made. Um, Look at the big bonce in the middle. That's me. Can't even fit the head on the cap. But yeah. And then I've got a little red eye on the left hand side. I think you can see it maybe. That's the butterfly effect. Quite cool. And the black stripes there. That's actually the Collingwood stripes. Go the Maggies! Get up! Get up! But yeah, that's not me in jail. Touch wood. Um, and remember, guys, you're walking through your highest timeline. Cheers.